Well, let's switch gears now from the issues of whether President Buhari is running on. Well, he's starting now, he will be running, and those reactions trailing it. Let's talk about some development issues now. Billionaire Mr. Bill Gates gave the Nigerian government what would be called, well, the below-the-belt comment when he told the federal government that its investments in young people were not good enough. He said that at the expanded National Economic Council meeting presided over by the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, that a businessman added that Nigeria would become an engine of growth if the government got health and education right.
Nigeria will thrive when every Nigerian is able to thrive. If you invest in their health, education, and opportunities, the human capital, that will lay the foundation for sustained prosperity.
Well, you heard that, though short, but it's enough to give us the premise to the conversation we'll be having tonight. So you see that if there are problems in the education sector and in the health sector, perhaps the way you're feeling it right now. So get your chairs. Let's put some figures to this matter, put perspective to it. So Mr. Kayode Ogundamisi is still with us on the program this evening. And I also have with me right here in the Abuja studio, Mr. Abodunrin. He's a public affairs analyst and will be sharing perspectives on this one. Thank you so much for your time on the program tonight.
You're welcome.
So what exactly is the problem? The billionaire has put the words out there, and looking at the kind of money that Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is putting into the country, it's perhaps raising concern about the execution of some of these policies that are being made. Are we in trouble in precisely health and education sectors?
I think that's a common knowledge everywhere, that Nigeria need to invest in these people. Talk of health, talk of education, all human development indexes were actually in negative. As we talk about now, about 58,000 women died annually just because they are pregnant in this country. That's perhaps one of the highest maternal mortality ratio in the world. It's the same thing in education. Quite a number of our children are out of school. We also have, in terms of in quality of life, in terms of the speaker earlier talked about hunger. We have hunger issue in this country. 1 in 3 Nigerian children are actually severely malnourished. And that is the kind of problem that we have in this country. So we need to invest in education. We need to invest in health. We need to create opportunity for our teeming youth. The fact is that a typical Nigerian, we are entrepreneurial. We're just looking for that opportunity. So government, at federal level, at state level, at local government level, need to prioritize human development in everything they do.
And if you look at some of the policies that the government has put in place, is there a silver lining for some of these issues on the table? For example, the homeschool feeding program that is being run by the federal government.
Well, that's one. But the problem is far more than what the things we're doing. So we need to just step up more effort. For instance, the UN, the UNESCO, advise that government at all levels should invest at least between 15 to 20% of the budget on education. In Nigeria, we are just managing about 7% in this country. So even though government is making some little effort here, but it is too little.
All right, let's look at some of these facts that we'll give to you now. So we look at the budget on the capital expenditure in some of these areas. In 2017, the budget for education about 56 billion naira, and in 2018 it's gone up for about 10 billion naira, and on infrastructure is about 1.5 trillion, and in 2018 is over 1 trillion. So if you look at this and what the government is doing presently, are you impressed at all? Is there some level of improvement?
I think there's some level of improvement, but like has been said, it's just too little for what the problem that is on ground. Well, let's not say the problem is actually don't come with this administration, but they need to do more.
Okay,
we need to invest more on the people.
Let's ask Kayode. Kayode is one of those who have left the shores of Nigeria. Kayode lives in London. But perhaps you have heard some Nigerians over there where you live and some of the yearnings on the issues of health and the issues of education. So you find a lot of Nigerians who go over to the UK, the US, and in some other parts to seek health and education facilities over there. What do you think is a major problem and how you think we can tackle it quickly?
When we need, first we need to be very creative. Sometimes it's not about allocating money and pumping money on sectors. We need to create competitiveness amongst in the private sector, give them the value and the ability to be able to perform. Our infrastructure deficiency is one of the highest in the world. If we have solid infrastructure, energy, for example, young people are able to actually create opportunities for themselves. They are not waiting for government to employ them. The quality of education speaks for itself. It speaks volume. Right now, you can't even, our graduates are not employable. Most of them, we need to change that. When I was young, we had vocational training. So you don't have to actually just go to university. If you can't go to university, you can learn trade and become a skilled person who will employ yourself and employ others. These are investments on structures, human capital.
All right.
And that's the way forward for us.
All right. We need to close the program now. So in 30 seconds, Mr. Abodurin, what is the way to go for this government? We already see some of the figures for 2018. Mr. Gates was not happy when he came to Nigeria, and he was very frank with it. And so a lot of people are talking about it already. The action point now for this government to start thinking about, just in 30 seconds.
Well, I think a lot of attention has been on federal government. Let's not forget that we have government at 3 levels in this country: the federal and the state and the local government level. And most of the bulk of these things actually at state and local government level. So government at all levels in this country need to prioritize human development in this country. We need to invest on health. We need to invest on education. We need to create opportunities for our teeming youth to be able to thrive in this country.
Ms. Yemi Abodurin, Public Affairs Analyst, I must sincerely thank you for your time on the program. And we are hoping that things get better, and hopefully that things will get better. So, Mr. Kayode Ogunamisi, who's been talking to us from London, thank you so much, Kayode, for your time on the program tonight.
Thank you.
And so that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for being part of it. I'm Seun Okinbaloye. Bye-bye.